Hi, we are Team 26. Our project name is a sign language glove. In this day and age, wearable technology is increasingly becoming more incorporated into our lives. From smartwatches to keyboards built into retainers, we are moving forward as a society that is wearing our tech on our sleeves. Our final project is going to use Arduinos as means of communication by using the ASL alphabet. This project is going to be broken down into two components, the glove and the testing suite. The glove will use flex sensors and measure the angled bends of each finger to translate the bends into preset angle groupings that will indicate the letter being signed, and then it checks with the catalog letters what the user is signing. This will be then displayed on a screen. The second portion is a game-like testing part, which will allow for more direct user interaction and test the user's ability to sign randomly generated letter. By pressing the button, the user will initiate the game that tests the user's ability, and if they sign the correct randomly generated letter, then the LED will shine. We plan on using two Arduinos for this project. The more straightforward implementation will be the testing suite, where the Arduino will be directly connected to a computer. The second Arduino will be in the glove and are responsible for translating and setting the flex sensor information. The glove Arduino will use Bluetooth to send information to the screen and the testing suite. We plan on using Bluetooth communication between the two Arduinos. The first Arduino will be connected to the glove and have a Bluetooth component built into it. It will then transmit the information to the screen, where the information will be translated into the lexicon and displayed on the screen. In this case, we will be using a simulated Android device as the screen. The second Arduino will be physically connected to the laptop, so we will be able to run the testing game against the transmit information. We have two main original works going on in our project. The first is the glove and the idea to capture and visually display sign language. This is a unique way of incorporating human interaction into an Arduino project. Speech is an important aspect of human communication, so our project works to bridge the gap between people who need to communicate with others who aren't really as well versed in sign language. Reliable, user-friendly assistive devices are necessary to ensure that individuals with disabilities are able to efficiently utilize technology to proceed with their daily lives. These devices strongly depend on the design of the assistive device in terms of capability and user-friendliness. The second is the testing suite. We call it a suite because it holds the majority of the inputs and outputs. This is a creative way to challenge the user to apply what they know and have fun playing a sort of game while doing so. Hopefully, this will help the user be able to expand their knowledge of sign language. Our intended goal with our project is to not only tap into the possibility of expanding communication in all of its forms, but also to create a visual and engaging way of doing so. What has been successful so far is the testing suite. It is a fairly straightforward component, such that it uses inputs and outputs that we have previously worked on in labs and has very little room for error. However, it is the glove that has been our main source of issues. Our first issue is the accuracy of the glove. Flex sensors were not built to detect exact angles, but rather a generalized range. In sign language, even a slight angle bend of a finger can mean something completely different than what was intended to be signed. Our second issue is that the Arduino and its components do not work well to make our glove a discrete device. It is rather bulky. A third issue we ran into was a lack of resources. Without access to soldering irons, additional wires, and other resources, as we had originally planned, it took some creativity to get our actual glove off the ground. Due to this, our glove does not work as optimally as originally intended. We started with creating the glove itself. This presented two challenges, the code and the hardware. The code was relatively straightforward, however, it took some unique thinking to catalog 26 letters, many of which are very similar to one another when reduced to finger angles. As mentioned before, the building of the physical glove had to be modified with an at-home solution due to COVID-19. Once adequate enough, we focused on the testing suite, which also took some unique thinking on how to get the information from the glove and creating the game mode. We split this project up as the glove and the testing suite for each to work on. Neither of the two require much in-depth coding, both require unique problem solving to get working correctly.